Hi everyone, I thought I would do a quick video and show everybody the Traders Galaxy Studio cabinets. So we have, pulling back here, excuse the rawness of this video, quite a lot of studio models in the Traders Galaxy cabinets. So whenever I clean the cabinet out, which takes half a day, I usually do a video to show everybody, but this will probably be the first YouTube video of this. So we have the Bot War cabinet first. Traders Galaxy makes Bot War, which is a sort of like a game inspired by Saturday morning cartoons of the 80s. So we have Atlantica. Now Atlantica is due for an update in rules late this year, early next year. So we have the Deceiver Tyrants. These guys have just got their new faction guide book, which is pretty cool. We got the Deceiver Sins, which I'm working on their book right now, or one of their books, they have two. And then we have Electrotriant's Drone Army. And we have the awesome Green Spectres. These are the Valiant battle groups. These are all the good guys made out in battle groups. So the Green Spectres look pretty cool, all about stealth. The Golden Lions here. So the Golden Lions are the priests of the Valiants. They're all about resilience. And then we have the Blue Speedsters with the special edition Dark Wrench. And these guys are all about speed, of course. So lighter, faster Valiants. And we have the White Knights with the Mighty Garden and Stronghold. And then the Red Cannoneers. So that's the 5 Valiant battle groups. Moving over here to the Trashers. Now these guys are all about close combat, as you can see. Run up and chop stuff with the Mighty Trashosaur Combiner. Elemental Avatar there. So you can, in Bot War, join 5 models together to make a giant robot and smash stuff. This is the Combiner Elemental Avatar Volcano Magma. And then all the Immolators, which are sort of fire demons inside metal bodies. And then we have the Mercs, and some of their alt forms up the back there. So the Mercs are sort of like privateers that have separated from other factions. We have Special Branch, which are all human heroes in special battle vehicles, fused by bot technology. We have the regular army, led by General Eagle, often called Eagle's Veterans and Defenders of the Democracy. And then we have Darkstones, which are this guy here, Darkstone himself. He is the priest of Destroyer, which is actually this character up here. And he leads a force of stone golems and evil beast lords, evil beast nobles, I should say. This set here is the limited edition Steel Hyenas, no longer available physically. It is actually on our My Mini Factory though. This was released as a special. I did have it casually when I was cleaning the cabinet of a Predator flyer there. These are the Beast Lords and their alt forms, which I haven't painted yet. And Beast Lords can use a thing called Armored Might, which is their super ability, and they can change into dragons, various types. And these are for a different game called Broken Skies, which is a flyer game that we have. But I've put them all in this cabinet because I didn't have room elsewhere. Let me just get this chair over here. Oh, just so I don't fall over. Okay. Okay, we have here, these are the kaiju forces for Bot War. So that's the overlords, giant shark, kaiju and squid creatures. The only alien race in Bot War. Sorry for the camera shaking. We have Red Star Dinoborgs and the mighty Brontoborg there. I've still got to base up those Cyborg Legionnaires. We have the Hive Lords and some, well, the Infestors, which are these, sort of turned into the Hive Lord army, which is this. So that's why I have two forces of the same models. And then we have the Mighty Coils, which are evil humans wanting to be gods themselves. And the largest Bot War miniature, which is Conspiracy, Mighty Fortress. And lots of infantry for Coils. Now down here, these are the older Classics range of Bot War. Now you can actually use these in Bot War 3. I have produced Legacy stat cards for all of these. So you can now get all of these as what we call legacy lists, which are official lists that you can use in Bot War 3 to use your older models. So I have a policy, no bot left behind. And that means that even if you have older versions, you can still use them. And the rules are different to, like you might have Valiants, but they're different in Legacy. So it's quite a lot of variety, which is great. These are some of the oldest models that Traders Galaxy ever produced. We started off making sort of, I guess, sci-fi 40k-ish type models. And I'm just not a huge fan of 40k, unfortunately. I know that's probably going to disturb a lot of people, but it's just not my thing, so I just wasn't feeling it. So we have the old Lamia and some newer ones, and then some dwarves, or dwerg as I called them. Both traditional and STL sculpts. Digital sculpts, sorry. There's some Necro Hulks. And the new Space Chimps. These are the first ever Space Chimps I started with. I have a soft spot for these guys. Sculpted by the brilliant Dario, sorry if I butcher his last name, Bianchi from Grimforge Games. Top bloke. And I really was happy with those. Did a great job. Traditional sculpts. And then we do have some others. These Knights have never been released, but I am actually releasing these soon. And another casualty from cleaning the cabinet there. I am releasing these soon as a box set. All of these are getting revisited. These are all metals, but I'll be revisiting these and releasing them all as resin box sets soon. So more chimps, including Patriarchs on a flying disc. That's all metal, so that's heavy as. Put in a sock, you could kill someone. Moving down here, we have ROTD, or Rise of the Democracy, and these are armies for that game, including a scaled up Honey Badger. I do actually think that I have made a proper Honey Badger for this. I just haven't. It's just not available physically yet. It's only available in digital. I will be bringing those vehicles slowly into physical stock as well for people without printers. Same thing with that ABT up the back, that tank. I have actually made a better one which is more detailed for the 28mm range. I just haven't brought it out yet in physical. So the Steel Hyenas vehicles are available, the Predator and the Critter, in physical. And there's the Steel Hyenas. Sorry, these are coils. I missed that. So lots of coils there. And then Steel Hyenas. And then Red Star, which are the same Red Star, of course, that you saw over in the Bot War range. This is just a scaled up versions for a more human focused game in the Bot War universe. Moving down here, so we've got, these are pre-release Australian infantry, mounted infantry. So these guys are going to be part of the Eureka Stockade set that comes out in January. I will have, I've actually also sculpted all the on-foot infantry, and they're all done. They're just not in this cabinet at the moment. And I haven't sculpted the miners yet, which I will be doing. So this was my last January effort for Australiana, which is Ned Kelly Gang, his mum, and Victorian Police. And some other historicals, which are early war Germans and early war French, World War II. I did actually sculpt an MG42 machine gun, and I know that's not early war, so I have actually swapped that out now in the battalion box for the proper MG, I can't remember, is it 30 something? So it has got the proper machine gun for early war Germans now. So yeah, these have been made into battalions sets now, much cheaper in resin. So I think people will snap those up. They're pretty good models. Then we move on to Monsters Invaded My Town with the giant plant monster, giant spiders, tree men, witches, and then all our zombies, werewolves, and the two heroes there. And that tool is for the solo game Monsters Invaded My Town, where you run around and stuff spawns from the pumpkins, and you've got to complete missions, etc., with all these zombies running around. Inspired by Zombies Ate My Neighbours. So then we got Dr. Terror's Lab, and then some Special Branch in 28mm. There is more of this that I just haven't produced yet. I've been meaning to do it for a long time. More Special Branch, but I just haven't got around to it. And then we have the ghouls, so lots of ghouls now. And then ghoul hunters, and some traps, some civilians, and then the Wang Tong's Criminal Syndicate, which is new. Now all of these I'm sculpting with plug-in hands, so you can swap their weapons, and they do come with just fists, so you can use them for beat 'em up as well. You can obviously use guns and stuff in beat 'em up. There is rules for that. So these will be great for a beat 'em up campaign. If anyone's interested. Lots of hand weapons and knives and stuff as well. And then we have MCPD, including the unpainted SWAT team that's been sitting there for ages. I need to sort out. So Motor City Police Department, including some detectives and Psycop, and some Psycop stuff that's not been painted yet that is available. And then we have the Green Tentacle Ninja Clan, which is just recently gone to a new box set where you get all of them, I think, for about $40, which is awesome. Ninjas, cheap ninjas, some mutants there, samurai. Very cool. And then Downtown Clown Gang, which will be going to a box set very soon. Or 2 box sets, eventually. There's a lot missing from here because I had someone steal a bunch of miniatures recently. So I need to get that sorted and get them painted up, which is unfortunate, but you know, can't control everything. And so we have beat 'em up miniatures here, and for the beat 'em up miniature game. And I've left the chair over there again, so I'll have to squat down here. Now down here, this is a bit, my dwarves got some gaps because I'm painting up a huge unit of rangers, of 30 rangers, and I have some black undercoated stuff, which is terrible to have in here. And so we've got all my elite dwarves are just black undercoat. I haven't finished the units yet, which is annoying. So we've got the war balloons up the back there, just brand new. Old Pope Philip on his anvil with his Templar guards. And yeah, I need to get more of my dwarves painted. Although I probably have 2,000 points there. If I get the Rangers finished, I'll definitely have that much. So I've got the command group done. So I just got to finish the rest of the Rangers. Okay, moving on to Orcs and Goblins. Well, no Goblins yet. I've only done Orcs. And so, just so you know, all Traders Galaxy Chariots do come with a baggage train stuff that you can swap out the riders, the charioteers for the baggage train, and you get the riders that can just walk beside it. the riders have plug-in wrists as well, so they do come with, so they're just normal orcs if you just use it as a baggage train. Now this giant, I've used the passive head, but there is actually a really angry head that comes with the box, so you get 2 giant heads in this kit. He's really cool. I call him Brian. And then we've got Stinkbog's chariot up the back there. And then Wazza Wyvern, Warlord. Oh. And then some characters. And Snagrot's archers. Moving on to the Dark Elves. So you have lots of Dark Elves here. And crossbowmen, spearmen, swordsmen. Now they got plug-in hands as well, so the spearmen and swordsmen are the same model, you just plug in swords or plug in spears. And then some axemen, some riders, and then that's the new Dark Elf Dragon, which is not out until later this month. Amazing model, huge. Very scary. And then some scouts, again plug in hands for the scouts, swords or crossbows or fists. And then some bolt throwers, the Hydra. There is another Hydra I haven't got here, which has a howdah on the back. And then the Manticore with, again, plug in wrists, sword or spear. Moving down, we have Undead. Now the old circle base undead are my old undead, and I use them in beat 'em up. So the circle base characters are my older, sorry for the camera shaking, my older stuff. These chests and barrels, they're not older, but I've put them on round bases for beat 'em up games to put power ups under. So we have a lot of undead. I'm a bit of an undead fan, so skeleton horsemen. Zombies, those zombies are still metal. Eventually they will go to resin. Most of the other kits are resin. And so we've got, I can't even get this light in here. So we've got bat swarms and carrion riders, vampire on winged nightmare. I call it a winged Wendigo. A dreadlord on winged Wendigo. Lots of necromancers and stuff. And then that's old Gert flesh gear behind there on his manticore. Some winged vampire creatures. And then some wights with great swords. And that's the undead warband. These ones at the front here, they're just waiting for my mate. I'm going to give them to my mate. A second Gert flesh gear and some skeleton spearmen. These are old metals. He likes the metal stuff. And then we have, again, some old Lamian stuff that is the fantasy range, which I repainted for fantasy. And these are the start of my Cursed Sands force. Chariots and giant scorpions and mummy riding scorpion. There is another mummy lord riding scorpion I haven't done yet. And there's some sand golems. And there's some guardians, giant skeletons with 4 arms. And I have a lot of this on my paint desk at the moment to do the Cursed Sand stuff alongside my ranges. And then we have the Snake Cult Barbarians. So we have like the Snake Cult Sorcerer. That is a metal model. I have never released it. That fat guy there. It's actually a conversion that I cast up from a Vault Monk. And Vault Monk being from my sci-fi technomancy range. And then we've got some Snake Cult Brutes and Snake Cult Barbarians, and then Malakon and Craw, and some Hiss Hounds, which are sort of snakes and hounds. And Horsemen, there's a fair bit of this that's still on the paint bench. So I've got, what have I got up there? I've got Snake Cult Knights and Snake Cult. A lot of this I sent in a big batch to a person as a painting commission, and it's been stolen. So I have to sort of get all that sorted out again, which is a bit of a big pain. quite a lot, probably over $1,000 worth of stuff. But anyway, them's the breaks. And then we have the obligatory terrain jumble mess down the bottom. So there you have it, guys. That is the Traders Galaxy cabinets. And as you can see, we have a few miniatures in the range. If you want to check out the full range, you can certainly grab the Traders Galaxy Collector's Guide, which is a PDF of most of the miniatures in the range. I haven't done the Fantasy Collector's Guide yet, but the Bot War one has nearly all the miniatures to date in the guide. And so yeah, enjoy, check it out. Bye.